Welcome back to the eSports Report for Tuesday, April 8th. Now, if you guys are just tuning into the show, I know there's a lot of questions, a lot of bit of concern about what is going down with MLG Season 2. How are the rosters going to work? FaZe Black announced their intentions with their new lineup, with Proofy trying to join up with Saints and Censor, as well as Formal on that squad. Currently, they do not have a roster slot, and here is the official statement from MLG, the League Operations Squad, talking about the roster lock ruling. Now, we've been talking a lot about the different shows, on these different shows, about the new possible rosters that we'll be seeing. Of course, all of the original Season 1 rosters will be the same squads that they initially signed up with for packs. However, following this, we will have a Season 2 roster lock on April 15th. Season 1 teams must submit a roster of starters for Season 2 with at least one player who was a starter on their Season 1 roster. Now, any team that fails to submit a roster with an eligible roster of starters by the deadline of 5 p.m. EDT on Tuesday, April 15th will lose their spot in the league, and MLG reserves the right to select a replacement. A lot of people here talking on Twitter, how does this affect Strictly Business? How does this affect FaZe Black? Well, we do know that some plans are in place for the players from Strictly Business. But if Strictly Business does have any of those 4 players back on their squad to create a new team, they will still hold their slot in Season 2. So hopefully that clears things up for you guys. Remember, Tuesday, 5 p.m., all rosters must be submitted. Any team that does not submit an eligible roster will be given the boot. We will invite a new team into the league. Also should point out that any players that are not on those initial rosters will be eligible for the draft. In the 4th round, any player in North America or who is residing in North America will be eligible. In the first 3 rounds, though, you have to be a top 250 player in pro points. With all that said, let's get into the news one more time, as it's time to announce some changes on the Curse rosters. Here now joining the show, we have the GM of Curse COD, as well as the newest member of Curse Las Vegas. We have Tipsy. And Tipsy, first of all, congratulations on the trade, man. What is it? How do you feel now that you're a member of Curse?
Honestly, I feel amazing. It's a big opportunity, and I can't wait to take all advantage of it. I can't wait for that.
I'm excited for you. Of course, the team house is going to be in Atlanta. Are you going to be joining that squad in the house?
Oh, yes, for sure. I want to fly out there as soon as I can. I only live a state away, so I can't wait to be there.
He's got his game face on. Chris, I know that you have the team house announced, but there's a lot of changes going on in the Curse universe. First of all, let's start with the name of the primary squad. I put that in air quotes. What are you guys calling this team? Who is on it right now?
Yeah, so I guess what I should tell you is we're actually going to have 4 teams. We had 3, and that may come as a shock.
4 teams?
4 teams, yeah. Not all in North America. So we've decided that with some changes that have taken place on our League of Legends side and some expansion we're doing into Oceania, it was time to get some COD presence in Australia. And we've been lucky enough to be able to pick up T1 Daughters, who will now be Curse.au.
What? All right, here's a look at these guys. Trident T1 Daughters was the squad coming into Call of Duty Championships. If you didn't know who they were at the start of the weekend, you sure did by Sunday. They took out FaZe in group play, and that was it. They are now Curse Australia. And let's go through the list of teams that these guys have beaten. Damage, Izze, Chilean, and Dens put on such a show. They took out FaZe in group play, took out Vitality Returns and Rise Nation in the winners bracket. Their 2 losses came to Optic Gaming in the winners semis and Envious the round right before losers semis. But then again, they met up with FaZe for that 5th, 6th slot, a $20,000 difference in prize money, able to take another Game 5. So you saw some talent in LA, Chris. You signed these guys up. So now you have a team represented in Australia. That's freaking awesome, man. What was it about Trident that made you want to go after them over a squad like Immunity?
You know, the thing is, I just happened to talk to him, and I just when you talk to Issei and you talk to, Chilean, and you really get to know them, you're like, these guys are hungry. This is not just, hey, we qualify for COD champs. They want to make this a business. They want to make this an international endeavor for them. And that's honestly what we're looking for, Curse. We're looking for people that want to be here long term. Even if as a player, you no longer want to play, but you want to go into management. So, to give you a good example, one of our members, Curse Revan, has decided he wants to go to the business side. And so he's going to be coming over doing content management for us. And so that's one of the announcements. Yeah. So we're really excited to have Revan working with us. And like I said, anybody who wants to work at Curse and wants to continue to work in esports, even if you feel like you're done playing, he'll also go back to casting from what I hear. So that's great for the whole community, in my opinion.
I'm thumbs upping in the studio here. That makes me a happy guy.
Yeah, I bet. So we're really excited about Australia, though. I mean, that's going to be new, and we're going to figure out the cost and exchange, but we're going to work through all that. So it's really good news.
All right, so Curse Australia is team number 4, but let's talk about team number 1. You're teaming up Parasite and now Tipsy. Who else is going to be on this roster? Of course, lots of talk. Blevdog filling in for Curse Las Vegas this coming weekend at PAX. Who's the official roster? Tipsy, you want to take this one?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
I see that smile. Take it, brother.
Honestly, this team is going to be crazy. Honestly, we got Parasite, COD champion. He won COD champs last year. We're bringing in Enable. He's won championships back in all the way from Halo Reach, and his shot is insane. I feel like he's like a formal type player, but he hasn't had that chance yet. We got Mochilla. He's proven on land. He's done this before, and he's just a dominant player. Literally, I've seen him carry his team. That's why I wanted to team with him, and I can't wait for this chance to put this team together, and I can't wait to beat every single team out there. And one thing I want to say real quick, Nesla was calling Justice his new squad or whatever, one of the smartest teams out there. I can't wait to dominate his team. I can't wait for that.
I love it. So Nesla saying his team's the smartest. You're not agreeing with that at all. Of course, you just got traded from Justice. I love your new home here. Mochila, I gave him my UMG MVP award. I thought the kid played out of his socks there. He showed it again at the U.S. Championships. And Enable, I think just like you said, this is another Formal-like player. In fact, you may even see some more smarts from Formal, according to a few of the pros I've been talking to. One of my favorite players to watch of all time. His sniper is absolutely sick. What are the roles on this team now, Tipsy?
Honestly, we still got to work over that because we were playing with so many different rosters and under different gamer tags and stuff like that. So honestly, I am a more Slayer-heavy presence on the team. I can focus on objective, but I am more Slayer-heavy. I know Parasite can slay, Mochilla can slay, so I think we're going to have Enable run more of the OBJ role. That's what I'm pretty sure is going to happen, but we still have to discuss all that stuff.
All right, well, plenty of time to figure it out. Season 2 roster will lock on this Tuesday. And Chris, let's keep the show moving, as I know this is not the only roster you're announcing. Of course, if Mochila, who is on Curse New York for the U.S. Championships, is now on the Curse squad, who is now going to be playing on Curse New York? And is that the same name for this squad?
No, the names are going to change. Obviously, we were looking from a geographic affinity earlier, but moving both teams essentially to the house over time. So one of the things I should say is we're really thankful for the time that Ricky spent with us, and going to wish him all the best. He's decided that he wants to, after PAX, go out and be a free agent. So thanks to him, and nothing but the best for him. I think he's great, one of the best ARs in the game. But Curse New York is now going to be. They're going to have the captain of Burns off, and Burns has been asking me to be captain for a long time, and now I'm going to give him his shot. And I'm also going to give the shot, or we as an organization give the shot to 3 guys I think really deserve it. And those 3 guys are Blevdog, Sin, and
Crow.
Croster. Sorry, I had some stuck in my throat. Blevdog, Sin, and Croster. But Blevdog, Sin, and Croster from Xfinity, who were at COD champs, they didn't have a spot in the season in league play, and we felt like they deserved a chance. And I think they're going to be hungry. And then teaming with Burns off as a captain, letting Burns run that OBJ role, and then just having those guys really work on strategy. I think it's going to be a sick S&D team. So I'm really, really excited about that team, and I'm excited to bring those guys in. And I'm probably the biggest fan of Blevdog in the world. I tell him that all the time. I don't know if he believes me, but I'm really, really happy for that team.
He's a great dude. I love this squad. Actually became much closer to this team at the U.S. Championships, and just talking to these guys at COD Champs as well. They love being the underdogs. Tipsy, I got to get your thoughts on this. How do you guys stack up against this new Curse Fire squad that is 3 Xfinity members and, of course, Burns?
Honestly, one, they're still going to be a good squad, but they actually did beat us at regionals too. That team right there, when they were on Xfinity, they beat us at regionals. They pulled out LMGs and did some crazy stuff. So I know they have a lot of talent on that team, hands down. But I'm going to look at myself, honestly. Every single team I'm on, I want to be the best player. I want to be the best team. I want to beat everybody. So I'm going in there with that confidence that I'm the better team.
Well, in the COD League, you're going to face up against each other, so I like that hunger. Got to go up against them. Chris, I know you have a third team. We talked about Curse. That's going to be Parasite. Let's pull up the graphics one more time, Ron. Of course, Parasite now playing with Tipsy. Miracles was traded to Justice. They pick up Mochila over from New York. He makes the transition. And Enable, a guy who I have just been waiting to get a shot. He's finally got that opportunity to play with some of the best in the game. Then we just announced Curse Fire. That is going to be Mud Dog playing with Croster, Sin, his former teammate as well from that Xfinity lineup, and then bringing in Curse Burnsoff as the captain of the squad. And now, Chris, we have our final team. Talk to me about it. Who is our third team in the MLG Season 2 COD League?
Yeah, obviously it's Cursed Youth. Some of these names we're going to work on, they don't really apply as much. I still think Youth applies. All these guys are 18 or younger. But Cursed Youth with the captain is going to be Realized, Diabolic, Miyagi, who I'm super excited about picking up, and then Attach. And a couple of those guys plan on moving into the team house. And so the Cursed COD house is going to become second home to some of these guys. They can come in and out. So we're really excited about having this opportunity to give them, better internet connectivity, better infrastructure, and just time away to really focus on it. But I'm super excited about Cursed Youth. And I think that with a little more practice and then, with Realize possibly working on his captaincy skills, I think that'll help a lot.
I love it. Well, Realize he's always been a great player. Realized that back when he was on VVV, no pun intended. But what is it about Miyagi? You got a little bit excited when you said Miyagi's name. I know he was just too young for COD Champs, turned 18 just a few weeks later. What gets you excited about this kid?
Well, you saw him play at Columbus, I'm sure, right? And then when you saw him play, that kid is just a beast. And he lives like 20 minutes from me, too. So if he's not playing well, I can drive right down the 101 in the Bay Area and I can, put some hands. So that's what I like, too, being able to reach out to somebody directly. But he's just a beast. He has a great attitude and he wants to win and he wants to show and have the opportunity to be on a big name team. And I'm going to give him that opportunity. And I hope that he really I really just think he just needed the opportunity to play with some guys that are at the same caliber as him. Not saying that the guys before, but the way he feels the same caliber, and this is the team to do it.
I'm excited for you, man. Congratulations on all 4 Curse squads. Once again, guys, if you aren't following me on Twitter, make sure you hit me up at MLG Puckett. I'll be tweeting out the squad one more time so you can follow all of these players. And, of course, follow Tipsy. I went to tweet at Just Tipsy, and that didn't work out so well. It's now CRS Tipsy.
Yeah.
And, of course, CRS Blevdog as well. Give them a follow, some of the best guys in the industry. Thank you so much for coming on the eSports Report today. Guys, we're throwing into a commercial break. When we come back, I'll be talking with one of my favorite upcoming YouTubers. He's been getting really deep in the Call of Duty community, breaking down not only the numbers, the statistics that we see, but also getting a little bit of the background on the players and some of the big names that are in the competitive scene. Kingdom Soldier will be on the show when we return.